Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Kaohsiung American School graduation ceremony for this fantastic, magnificent, handsome class of 2014. My name is Parker Beveridge, and I'm the Assistant Superintendent and College Counselor at KAS. My primary role at the school by far is to serve as the college counselor for the students, and it's been my great pleasure and privilege to work with members of this class of 2014 as they've made plans for their education after KAS. They've been unfailingly serious and open-minded as they've explored colleges and universities worldwide. And not surprisingly, they've earned admission to numerous fine schools. As of today, the 58 members of this graduating class will attend 45 different colleges and universities in Australia, Canada, Japan, New Zealand, Switzerland, Taiwan, the United Kingdom, and the United States. That's pretty impressive, students. Good job. My secondary role at KAS is that of Assistant Superintendent, assisting Dr. Farrell when I am able and when he needs me in administering and leading the school. And it is in that capacity that I stand up here on the stage tonight. Naturally, I am honored to stand in for Tom, but I know that all of us, especially Dr. Farrell, wish that he were here himself. As many of you know, I think he suffered a medical setback during this recent semester, which necessitated his being at home in the States. Having caught up with him at his home in Maine, however, only a few short weeks ago, I can assure you that he is on a path to complete recovery, and he eagerly looks forward to returning to KAS at the start of the next academic year. He sends his warmest regards to you all this evening, and in addition, he prepared some remarks for me to share with you, and I'm happy to read those to you now. Graduating seniors, Mr. Gary Oba, Chief Administrator of the American Institute in Taiwan, branch in Kaohsiung, Dr. Charles Sang, KAS School Board Chair, and other members of the wonderfully supportive KAS School Board, KAS High School Principal, Ms. Dawn Rock, Ms. Gloria Gao, and other distinguished members of the KAS faculty and staff, PTA members, parents, and other relatives, KAS alumni, and friends. Welcome to the commencement exercises for the graduating class of 2014. I am honored beyond belief to have had the privilege of working with 6 graduating classes here at Kaohsiung American School. In fact, tonight's graduating class was just entering grade 7 when I arrived as the new superintendent at KAS. Each graduating class, of course, has been unique in its own way, but every class has been outstanding. To my mind, the class of 2014 is one of the most diverse and yet uniformly strong classes that I have seen. Your students have successfully met the many challenges that you have encountered along the way, including having to put up with a major construction project on campus during your senior year. Your resilience, resourcefulness, and positive attitude have made KAS a better school now than it was before you arrived. Academically, this class of 2014 clearly excels. You have earned admission to universities within the extremely selective Ivy League and to many other fine colleges and universities around the world. In all, you have earned admission to nearly 100 different institutions. Your class includes members of the 2014 World Scholars Cup World Championship team, including the individual world champion. The College Board honored 5 of you for your academic excellence after you had scored among the top 0.5% of students worldwide on the PSAT. 2 of you became National Merit Scholarship finalists. I could list many more notable academic achievements of your class, but perhaps the most enduring, compelling testimony to your academic ability, determination, and hard work is what your KAS teachers have repeatedly told me. That you are a group of bright and highly motivated students who have not been afraid to stretch yourselves by taking the most challenging courses we offer throughout your high school years. In athletics, your class has upheld the reputation of KAS as one of the most competitive, most spirited, and most sportsmanlike schools in our ACMAS league. The teams on which you have participated have earned impressive recognition at various tournaments in Taiwan and abroad. And in the arts, the class of 2014 certainly stands second to none. The IB Art Exhibition, Winter and Spring Concerts, and numerous other exhibitions and performances both at school and around Kaohsiung bear evidence of your outstanding artistic and musical talents. Truly, you are a most exceptional class, one that has exceeded in virtually all ways the goals we set for you, and you have positioned yourselves now for a very bright future. You, the class of 2014, have represented the very best of KAS, and you will continue to do so, I am sure. For this and so much more, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. On a personal note, I have come to know many of you very well. Through International Club, my student advisory group, individual meetings, and athletics, countless email exchanges, and simply by observing you throughout each day at school. I want you to know that I have cherished each and every moment we have been in touch, and that I feel so fortunate to be able to call you my students and my friends. You are such impressive young adults who care about each other, KAS, and the communities beyond their school. You have continued with compassion and grace the ever so important tradition of senior projects. And you are sure to make a positive difference in the lives of many in the future. Finally, let me reiterate how very much you mean to me and tell you how sorry I am not to have been more a part of your lives during the final semester at KAS. I have missed you greatly, and believe me, there is nowhere that I would rather be tonight than with you during this important time in your life. You remain in my thoughts daily. Rest assured that in spirit, I am beside each of you this evening. Enjoy the graduation ceremony and the celebration with family and friends. And as you go forth from this special event, best wishes for much happiness and success. I shall miss you. Thank you.
Good evening. When I was told I was going to introduce people, I was worried I wouldn't know enough about the person and its indirect things. I breathed a sigh of relief when I learned the first person I was going to introduce is Jennifer Blow, where many specific details come to mind. In middle school, she obtained 6 A pluses out of 7 classes. Now, in high school, if you need to find Jennifer, here are a few specific places to look. She might be climbing the red pyramid with friends. She might be very meticulously brushing her teeth after lunch. If we don't have any chemistry homework, you can be sure to find her reading fantasy on her Kindle in the cafeteria. And she might also be covering a scrap piece of paper with incredibly detailed drawings. And that's just her doodling. When she gets serious, she creates the school's logo. Somehow, she finds the time to finish homework, pursue her interests, and still sleep 7 hours every night. So Jennifer has been a great influence for the past few years, and without a doubt, she will continue to be a great role model of time management, self-improvement, and getting all cool things started. So, the beginning of our graduation cannot be in better hands. Please welcome to the podium our brilliant, artistic, and wickedly talented salutatorian, Jennifer Gold.
Good evening, parents, teachers, faculty, friends, and last but not least, fellow graduates. Last year, I was one of the people sitting in the audience. Now a year has passed and I am on the stage, but I still don't feel ready to graduate. Despite this, I'd like to think of graduation first and foremost as a celebration, because it is a celebration of the people we've met and the times we've spent together. The oldest and most enduring of these memories begin with our parents. You have been strict enforcers, trusted confidants, and ultimately steady pillars of support. Though your advice often goes unheeded, it's reassuring to know that it's always available and unconditional. I remember how slightly over a year ago, I visited Boston as part of the International Club, and I walked the Freedom Trail. Frankly, I don't remember anything about the trail. What I do remember is that Dr. Farrell walked very quickly, and that was very, very hard to keep up with him. And though Dr. Farrell must have been at least as sleep-deprived as we were, he was always ready with words of encouragement and fun facts about the landmarks we visited. This little story is inadequate, but what I'm trying to say with it is that Dr. Farrell, and in fact all of the KAS teachers I've been taught by, are amazingly dedicated. In these 4 years, you have been mentors both in and out of the classroom. So, thank you, Dr. Farrell, for being not just a capable principal, but the one who makes sure to high-five each of us in the morning. And thank you, teachers. Your demanding assignments have given us an arsenal of skills, but perhaps more importantly, your kindness has made these 4 years brighter and more special than they otherwise would ever be. In these 4 eventful years, we produced perfect paragraphs and tried and failed to meet EE deadlines. During mock exams, we discovered the profound meaning of soap suds. There were 4 years' worth of concerts, dances, Japanese class cook-offs, and tournaments, both academic and athletic. And of course, we participated in the senior projects. I know that I will continue to remember how the kids we taught enthusiastically practiced the songs they learned outside of class, or how the starry night sky looked much brighter and more beautiful when viewed with friends. So during these 4 years of adventures and misadventures, we've hopefully become more mature than our younger 9th grade self. If not, I am at least sure that they have made their indelible marks on our lives. Many of us will now look at soy sauce with new appreciation. Some of us will fondly remember math class upon hearing classical music, or better yet, start analyzing that music. And all of us will remember the new perspectives and friendships that come from the service trip well done. 10, 20, or even 50 years into the future, some of these events will still hold a treasured spot in our memory banks. On that note, thank you, class of 2014, as these memories are only special because they are our collective memories. This was a class of athletes, singers, dancers, music nerds, twins, ostriches, alpacas, future millionaires, chemical engineers, scientists, and much more. To be a part of this class was to be surprised, inspired, and undeniably happy. As much as graduation marks the end of a chapter, it also signals many more into the future. And the truth is, the future seems for me frightening. But this is only natural. Be sad because we are not just leaving the school we've schooled in, but the land we've lived in. Be scared because we will all at times be overwhelmed by life, by difficult classes and frustrating peers. We will make many more mistakes and do many things we will regret. At the same time, be proud, be happy, and be excited, because these setbacks are just a small price to pay for what we will get in exchange. That will be the freedom to choose from a wider range of opportunities. We can now pursue the passions we've discovered by continuing our educations or starting our chosen professions. We'll join new clubs, take classes with cool names, or stop taking the ones that bore us. We'll perform on bigger stages and visit new places. With that, I'll end my speech with a short piece of advice from someone much older and wiser than I am. Joseph Campbell once wrote, "If you follow your bliss, you put yourself on a kind of track that has been there all the while, waiting for you, and the life that you ought to be living is the one you are living. Wherever you are, if you are following your bliss, you are enjoying that refreshment, that life within you all the time. So I urge myself and all of you to do just this, and enjoy life with all of its joys and messy complications. Once again, congratulations, Class of 2014, you're about to graduate."
This year, we have the honor to have Mr. Gary Oba be our guest speaker. Mr. Oba is currently the branch chief of the American Institute in Taiwan, Kaohsiung branch. He previously worked as a Person Fellow of Foreign Affairs Committee at the U.S. House of Representatives. And he's also served as the American President's Officer Designee in Xiamen and the Principal Officer of the American Consulate in Nagoya, Japan. Upon a brief and light interview of 3 questions yesterday, I also learned a few important facts. Mr. Oba also prefers dogs over cats and prefers to read books on the Kindle app on his iPad. He also has quite the unique perspective on Kaohsiung American School. In the mid-90s, he was dispatched to Kaohsiung, where his children attended Kaohsiung American School. After leaving for about a decade, he has returned to Kaohsiung to see the incredible growth and changes in both KAS and Kaohsiung over the years. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to welcome a good friend of KAS and the branch chief of the AIT Kaohsiung branch, Mr. Gary Oba.
Members of the graduating class of 2014, parents, family members, friends, teachers, administrators, and last but not least, my fellow members of the Board of Directors. I am delighted to be with you here this evening. To the graduating seniors, let me first say congratulations. You've made it. You've done it. To the parents, let me say congratulations. You've made it. You survived. Those of you graduating know, even that this is an Asian society where important things often are not verbalized, that your parents are immensely proud of you. Tonight, they're probably somewhat sentimental and maybe a little bit emotional about how you've grown up and how you're ready to go out into the big world. If you haven't realized it yet, this is probably an opportune moment to hit them up if there's anything special you wanted. Realizing full well that you're counting down the minutes until you get your diploma and you can move on to more important things like the parties that come afterwards, I want to take just a few moments and talk to you about a few big ideas. Those of you who've been at KAS for some time or associated with the school should recognize that BIG, or B-I-G, has a special meaning at KAS. It's the school's mission statement, representing balanced individuals, independent learners, and global citizens. Because I'm pretty sure you know what this BIG means, I want to talk to you this evening and introduce a BIG version 2.0, a life after graduation take on what BIG can mean in your lives. Let's start first with the B of balanced individuals. You already know that it's important to be well-rounded. So not only can you do calculus and interpret English sonnets, but you can speak a half-dozen languages, play musical instruments, participate in team sports, draw beautiful pictures, volunteer in the community service, and clean your own rooms, right? As you move forward in life, being a balanced individual will also mean that you've got a solid grip on the key priorities and values in your life. And you reflect these priorities and values in the way that you allocate and use your time. I believe that truly balanced individuals know what the important things are and how to put the important things first. Things like family, friends, faith, health, and activities and causes that you're truly passionate about. By putting these things first, these things that money cannot buy, and by setting adequate time aside to attend to these priorities, balanced individuals are able to better rein in the insatiable demands of jobs and consumer and material appetites. And they are able to ensure that the time fillers, such as social media, video, and television, don't become traps that keep them from living useful, meaningful, and fulfilling lives. As a case in point, everyone knows how important good health is in being able to live a productive and useful life. And yet, when it comes to making time for exercise, or for getting enough time for sleep, or eating healthily, many people struggle. I know, because I struggle. But balanced individuals understand that if we don't prioritize and do the important things first, the important things will fall victim to the less important things. In this regard, you already know that setting goals can be very helpful. In my life, I set goals for exercise. During the past 3 years, a calibrated set of goals helped me go from jogging or bicycling for a couple of kilometers along the Love River to the point where I was able to successfully complete an Olympic standard triathlon. No, I wasn't the fastest person in the course. Survival, not speed, was my goal. But afterwards, increasingly ambitious goals helped me complete what some call the Taiwan triathlon, an 1,100-kilometer ride around Taiwan by bike, a 3-kilometer swim across Sun Moon Lake, and a hike up Mount Jade. Yes, I did have to give up some TV and internet time, but in exchange, I got a whole lot of special memories and a sense of achievement I will carry on a long time. The point is, if we fritter away our time on the trivial, we will have none or very little left for the meaning. Balanced individuals know how to put the important things first. One other aspect about being balanced. Balanced individuals know how to live in and enjoy the present moment. If you will think of time as a line, and on one end we have the future, and on the other end we have the past. We're here right now, this little dot called the present. Now, since this is where we're at least physically, you think that it's patently obvious that this is where we should be, even mentally. And yet the human predicament is such that we often spend much of our time either worrying about what's going to happen in the future or regretting or trying to relive what happened in the past. For example, imagine you promised to do something important, or you're going to meet someone you really want to meet, but you're running behind schedule. Because you're stressed, you hurry out of the house. And maybe you are even a little grouchy or gruff with some family members who you perceive as slowing your departure. In this state of mind, focused on the fact that you're late for this event in the future, you've missed an opportunity to make the most of the present, as well as the opportunity to affirm your priority relationships. As one very wise individual observed, you're not late until you get there. So you might as well try to enjoy the journey. Balanced individuals, I believe, try to make the present moment a quality moment. Second, the eye of independent learners. Your presence in this graduating class signifies that not only have you learned to surmount the challenges of completing difficult coursework, you have also developed independent learning skills. That is to say, you've learned how to discipline yourself and to obtain and apply new knowledge. If you continue to utilize and develop these critical thinking skills in college and in your lives beyond college, so that you make good and well-considered decisions, you will accomplish many wonderful things. As you venture off into that brave new world, don't be afraid to take chances, to explore, and to try new things. Now, a cautionary word. When I talk about taking chances, exploring, and trying new things, I'm not talking about mind-altering substances or unprotected sex. Rather, I'm talking about nurturing a healthy curiosity about the world and your place in the world that will facilitate continued learning and growth. Whatever you do, don't let a fear of failure or a fear of what other people might think keep you from probing and exploring new territories. You've got to put yourself out there. You've got to take some risks if you want to succeed. It's true, things may not always turn out like you hoped. You may fail, sometimes even spectacularly, and you may encounter huge disappointments. Yet if you persist and you learn from these experiences, you will grow. When you find yourself in the middle of a mess, maybe of your own making and maybe not, resist the inevitable temptation to succumb to self-pity in caps and ask yourself, What should I be learning from this experience? If you consistently do this, if you persist and learn the lessons from both your good and bad experiences, you will gain new insights, grow, and develop the ability to see in the ways that really count. You'll want to remember, though, that on the other end of the spectrum, standing in stark contrast to the kind of independent learning that leads to innovation and facilitates inspiration, is the all-too-common pitfall of disengaging one's critical thinking skills and allowing oneself to become subject to a mindless groupthink. In its more innocuous forms, this herd mentality leads people to blindly follow fads and fashions. In its more insidious forms, this groupthink leads to acts of bullying, prejudice, discrimination, and generationally transmitted hatred. Whenever you find yourself in a situation where it seems that everyone is doing something because everyone else is doing it, remember to engage your critical thinking skills and ask, do I really agree with this? Do I really want to be a part of this? The third letter, G, stands for global citizen. Now, while it's true that a global citizen is a person who is cross-culturally competent, adept, and comfortable in a variety of international settings, I believe that a global citizen possesses one other very special quality. That quality is empathy. People who have this important attribute have learned how to relate to others, not just in an intellectual or head-to-head manner, but also in a heart-to-heart manner. They have learned to consider how the world looks from another person's perspective, and they have learned to consider the feelings of others. Empathetic individuals understand that they are not the center of the universe, but rather part of a much larger humanity. They speak not so much in terms of me or I, but more in terms of us or we. Empathetic individuals have learned to expand their circle of we so that it is more inclusive, not exclusive. In my first assignment overseas as a diplomat, I lived in the West African nation of Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau is one of the world's poorest countries, but I found the people of Guinea-Bissau to be kind and generous. While there were very few individuals in the country who had the financial resources that would qualify them as being global citizens, at least in the jet-setter sense, there were many, many more who exhibited a true global citizen sense of empathy. During the time that I was in Guinea-Bissau, we had approximately 40 U.S. Peace Corps volunteers arrive, and these volunteers were assigned to work in small communities throughout the country. One day, a volunteer assigned to a remote village decided to hike over to a neighboring village, but in the process, he became lost. Disoriented, tired, and hungry. This volunteer was found by a local family who invited him into the humble shack that served as their home. The family served the volunteer a simple meal consisting of millet and some chicken, and then they helped the volunteer find his way back to the village to which he was assigned. Only later did this volunteer come to understand that due to the poverty of this area, it was very likely that a family such as this would have a meal with chicken maybe once a year. And yet, to offer hospitality and assistance to the lost volunteer, the family had cooked their own chicken. Members of the class of 2014, as you strive to become truly global citizens, I hope that you will develop and exhibit this kind of empathy, so that the lost, the tired, and the hungry strangers who stumble into your lives will be able to enjoy the equivalent of a chicken dinner. I challenge you to be the type of global citizen who, in deed as well as word, makes the world a better place by treating others with empathy. So there you have it. EIG, BIG version 2.0. Please accept my congratulations and best wishes. Best wishes not that you'll always have smooth seas, but rather that you'll learn valuable lessons from all of your experiences, including the storms that come into your life. Wishes that you will be able to succeed in putting the important things first in your lives. and wishes that you will strive to be empathetic individuals who have expanded your circles of we so that you have and enjoy friends from around the world. Good luck and God bless. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. As always this year, it has been a great honor to work on this evening's celebrations with these students in honor of all of their accomplishments. In some cases, I have to say that I've been working with these students for 6 years. Many of them, in fact, were my students when they were just leaving elementary school and joining the middle school at the time. And so they are taking with them a little piece of my heart because I will miss them greatly. But before I get on to our awards for this evening, I'd like to say thanks to our PTA for arranging, as always, for our lovely dessert and our graduation decorations and our senior breakfast yesterday. So please, let's give the PTA a round of applause. I'm going to start by giving the KAS Service Award. Each year, I talk about a student who's been involved in many activities at KAS and who's been instrumental in arranging for or organizing a lot of activities on campus. I would have to say that this year, that would be a little bit of an understatement. This student seems to have been involved in every activity on campus over the last several years. She has been a central part of our student council, our cadenza club, and our NHS. She served as an intern with our athletic director last year and has helped the athletic council with many of their events. She has hosted our Chinese New Year celebration on more than one occasion, and I'm sure there are many, many more things that she's done that I'm not even aware of. I would like to say thank you so much for your consistent service and your support, Tina Wu. Each year we also recognize a student who has been outstanding in their service to the community outside of KAS. The recipient this year has logged a truly incredible number of hours for KAS. But it's not just about the hours, of course. It's beyond this. The student's dedication and follow-through are evident as he received grant money through ACAMIS for a service project, money that he put to good use through a program designed to address the medical needs for the residents of Namasha Township. Congratulations, Herbert Chang.
And it is my pleasure to present the 2014 Superintendent's Award. Each year, the Superintendent's Award goes to a graduating senior who exemplifies in all ways the values and mission of Kaohsiung American School. This year, the recipient is certainly the model of a balanced individual, independent learner, and global citizen. An outstanding student in our full International Baccalaureate Diploma program, he not only excels academically, he also excels athletically and in the arts. He has been a standout player in our ACAMIS basketball program and a principal organizer of this year's intramural basketball league at KAS. In the arts, he has served as president of the Cadenza Club, and his small but highly talented band of musicians has entertained the KAS community and beyond, and has earned wide recognition for its impressive musicianship and original compositions. Most important, perhaps, the 2014 Superintendent's Award recipient has brightened our KAS campus regularly with his ever-present smile and amazingly quick wit. Congratulations to Mr. Ray Lowe.
Tracy Gao. These are two words. When they're uttered, they call to the mind several images. Tracy has been everyone's good classmate and friend since 6th grade, and I distinctly remember meeting her in Mr. Tompkins' class when she had these two braids down the side of her head. We all went on middle school basketball trips where most of us bonded over card games like typical Taiwanese teenagers. In middle school, she obtained 7 A+s out of 7 classes, so I guess that's the difference between valedictorian and valedictorian for you. And there are two things that remain unchanged about Tracy throughout these years. One is her Facebook profile picture, and hopefully she will renew this after today. Seriously, 4 years with one profile picture is way too long. The second thing to note is that she has always been on top of things. I wouldn't be surprised if she had her speech organized in 6th grade. In school, she is well organized, prepared, and always busy. Busy running a club, busy helping someone in some way, busy pursuing her passions. And as most teachers and friends always lightly joke about, busy giving very long presentations. Of great quality, of course. Tracy's passion in going that extra mile is a testament to her dedication in making KAS a better place. And tonight, the podium is all yours. It is my greatest honor to welcome our most deserving friend, valedictorian of class of 2014, Tracy Gao.
Thanks for the introduction, Robert. Esteemed guests and alumni, parents, relatives, and friends, teachers who could hardly wait to get rid of us, Dr. Fell, halfway around the globe, and the best seniors in the whole world, the delegate of the class of 2014 is honored to be speaking to you all. Currently, besides fearing that my cap may fall any moment now, I feel like the proudest person on earth, as these 4 years have truly enlightened us. We learned how to write more with perfect paragraphs, how you shouldn't procrastinate on weekly assignments, how not to write your chemistry IAs, and hopefully someone still remembers how the kidney works. Many of us even came to understand the importance of being earnest. We were one. From back when we still had a soccer field, to making hilarious Gmod United videos, credits to Herbert, to climbing the red pyramid, to handling our TI-84s with great skill, to cooking Japanese, Spanish, or local cuisine, to making the last edits on our works and translations essays, to befriending our data and formula booklets, to submitting college applications at 11:59 p.m., and finally, to this very moment. If the tears start falling at today's graduation, cry not because the happy memories are coming to an end, but because the nightmare known as IB is finally over, and we have all become stronger than we were 4 years ago. As a Japanese song goes, your dream was fulfilled not because of someone else's efforts, but because you chose to run on a strong, windy day. These 4 years were really hard and painful. We all know what high school puts us through. But seniors, let that pain be not a source of insecurity, but instead the root of your confidence. 4 years of hard work has earned you more than just a diploma. It has armed you with what it takes to embrace ambition. The word graduation sounds like an end, but it is actually a new beginning. Graduation is another door open. Graduation is a new level unlocked in your RPG game. As you go on to college, have the courage to be yourself. Have the courage to go conquer the world, break impressions, and overthrow history. Courage won't give you wings, but it will give you the push you need to blaze your own trail. You may feel intimidated. You may feel that the sky has become distant and the horizons have expanded to expose new unknowns. However, there is so much more to look forward to, and when things get tough, just remember that the people now sitting beside you will be fighting that same battle. Men work together, I tell you from the heart, whether they work together or apart. And when you're feeling tired, home will always be your currency. Visit your alma mater. Spend time with your parents. Hang out with siblings, or contact that old friend you haven't talked to for some time. Take a break and be ready to get back on the battlefield. I believe the class of 2014 has limitless potential. I have seen it with my own eyes these past 4 years. I have seen the seeds that will grow and develop into the people, great people who have distinct roles to play in this society, people who have visions, people who have something to protect and fight for. We will soon part ways, but no matter which path we end up choosing, let us keep reaching higher, and I'm sure our next class reunion will be full of tough boys and tough girls. Forget the autographs now, and save them to sell on eBay 20 years later. Although the old campus will soon be replaced, I believe it is the nature of the people here that make up the true value of the KAS education. To my younger KAS comrades, enjoy high school, try new things, discover new parts to yourself, and perhaps to even find your passion. To the staff, I'd like to extend gratitude. Gratitude for making the KAS community a unique learning environment. On behalf of the class, I would like to thank the faculty for putting up with us, for being role models, for teaching us about life, and seeing each of us for who we really are. You have empowered us to become our present self. And here's some special recognition to the irreplaceable family members of the graduating seniors, the people who held our hands every step of the way, regardless of how tiring the times were. Without them, without our amazing parents, we wouldn't have made it to this stage. And last, to the accomplished dragons of 2014, forever united as family in the class of swag. Thank you very much for the past 4 years. Congratulations on your graduation. Enjoy summer vacation, and good luck on your future endeavors. Remember to make the most out of your college experience, and I hope your courage, disguised as the foolishness of youth, will remain with you in tomorrow's adventures. Note that this speech is not a goodbye message. It is a promise to meet again at the top of the world. Thank you.
but hold on to high school musical. Celebrate where we come from. Friends have been there all along, that's right. High school musical. Conversation with Anderson, who was living it, and now we have the chance to. Someday we'll be looking back, memories we'll have on the songs that we lived through, the best of times, so I leave them behind. Why can't the rest of my life be like my high school musical? Celebrate until let go. It's the best part we've ever known. Step into the future, but hold on to high school musical. Celebrate where we come from. Friends have been there all along, that's right. Now we finally realize who we are, just took some time. We have to live it to learn to see the truth. Nothing's ever impossible. To the future we all free fall. But forever we'll always have high school. Time to party now, celebrate. Cause the world's one big stage, and everybody wants can be yours. Everybody say yeah, and the show's everybody goes. It's what I gotta hear me now. High school lives on forevermore. High school musical. High school musical. Who says we have to let go? It's the best part we've ever known. Step into the future, but hold on to high school musical. Celebrate where we come from. Friends have been there all along, that's right. High school musical. Celebrate until let go. It's the best part we've ever known. Step into the future, but hold on to high school musical. Celebrate where we come from. Memories that last forever. Feel just like a high school
I'd like to say thank you to all of the musicians who are performing this evening. Their volunteerism to help make this event really special is greatly appreciated. Can you please give a round of applause to all of them? And now on to the best part. Mr. Beveridge, Dr. Tsang, members of the school board, as high school principal, it is my pleasure to certify that these 58 seniors have fulfilled the requirements for graduation from Kaohsiung American School. Would you please confer their diplomas?
Tina Wu. Christy Wang. Kaho Koseki.
Vivian Chen. Kelly Lin. Samantha Zhang. Alan Chen. All fast food water. Angela Lin. Celine Fournier. Amy Wu. Kathy Cheng. Xiaowen Cheng. Grace Jiang. Jennifer Guo. Jessica Chen. Chris Wu. Jasmine Lu. Penny Wu. Lika Huang. Ian Lee. Monica Cho. Joe Wang. Vivian Ye. Jessica Young. Amanda Lin. Melody Chen. Herbert Chen. Tracy Gao. Eric Shea. David Hong. Marcelo Chen. Christine Wang. Bob Guo. Quan Yin. Richard Chen. Annie Chuang. Sharon Wang. Sabrina Ju. Daniel Liu. Veronica Lin. Daniel Chen. Kevin Chen. Neil Bradshaw. Karen Howe. William Shea. Lesson Lee. Justin Jones. Daniel Payne. Peter Lee. Michael Wang. Jason Xi. Russell Wang. Timothy Chen. Jen Yuan. Hanik Chen. Kelly Low. Ray Low.
Seniors, please move your tassels from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, it is my privilege to present to you the graduated class of 2014. We will have a reception down in B1 of the hotel. Please join us.